Right, okay, well, now that we have found the wonderful Vic Vector and introduced him to the town of Bellbridge, I think it's time to get on with his tasks. The first thing we need to do is find a little cave, which you can access from very early on, because all it needs is the crowbar. There it is. I couldn't remember where it was, but you need to go here to get the main essences for Vic. Vic's interests are geeky and spooky, and he hates cute. So be prepared for lots of geekiness from Vic. Vic. Yeah. My voice is just kind of. My voice is dead. No, it's my brain that's dead. I've just kind of gone a bit crazy. Oh, that is glorious. Loving the video games there. Anyway, let's do a little bit of discussion about Vic. Basically, well, according to his profile, Vic Vector is better known by his online name, AwesomeElf42, and he spends most of his time in a land of fantasy, a land where heroes undertake epic quests, dragons and magic are real, and men in their 30s can play with action figures all day. Sounds about accurate if you ask me. I mean, it's always fun. So, you can take from that Vic's around 30-ish. Which is potentially worrying. But it certainly could be a whole lot worse. I'm sort of glad that he's made an arcade in Bellbridge, because I do love me video games. They're always good. Now, once you have beaten the game and gotten all 5 stars, Vic actually will give you one of the codes for MySims. He says, "Hey, I just remembered a cheat code to my favourite game. It was N10NG5G. The first N is capitalised. After pressing 2 + 1 + down + up + down + up + left + right at the pause menu." Which is very indirect, but still, he gives you that, and that does unlock stuff. So, and it was one of the special pre-order gift unlockable codes. So, sucks to be anyone who pre-ordered the game and got that code. To be perfectly honest, I might have got that code. I really can't remember. It's a very long time ago, so I don't really remember much. There's also a running gag in the MySims series, because Vic says that he hates, or at least he tells you about how video game characters repeating the same lines over and over again bugs him, and that's pretty much what all the characters in MySims do, which is ever so slightly worrying. And I think that is about it, apart from the fact that on the back of his shirt there's an 8-bit character who is holding a plumb bob in a similar pattern, well, a similar way to Link holding up the Triforce. Now, a plumb bob is a weight with a pointed tip at the bottom that's suspended from a string and used for vertical line reference line. But it's also what the gem thing of The Sims is. It's a plumb bob, which It's such a funny word to say. And I'm quite glad that I know what it's called now, because it always confused me. And now I know. So, yay for the plumb bob. That's still such a weird word. Anyway, gotta do a bit of fishing for this, so we don't really have much choice, but thankfully there's not a lot of stuff to collect for Vic, because he's one of the early Sims, so he's not really asking for too much. But still, it could be a lot worse. Now, I don't quite know why I am being so nice to DJ Candy. I think it was just, oh, she's there. Oh no, it might be because I needed happy. Potentially. Sometimes I just kind of am just like, yeah, I'm just gonna chill out for a second and just smile and be pleasant, because that's always helpful, you know? Anyway, now you may think, oh, we've actually gotten through 3 up to the 3-star ranking quite quickly. This game's going to be over really soon. Yeah, we're only at the halfway point here. And even then, sort of, there is other stuff to do after you finish the game, kind of. Because basically what's going to happen is that, you will probably reach the 5-star ranking before you have finished all of the tasks for all of the commercial Sims. But those Sims are still available to do the tasks for. So this playthrough will show all of the tasks that you can do, but it won't show all the Essence locations and all the Towny Sims and the Uber Sims and so on and so forth, because I don't have the will to do that much on the game. I love MySims, and I've got that 50-hour save file, but I can't bring myself to try and do that again. Or even just do more than what I've done. Because there are other games that I want to play. And this is sort of 2 times through MySims. I think MySims has had its run with me now. There may be a time when I go back and try to complete it, per se, but until that happens, I think I'm gonna steer clear of MySims for a while. I mean, it's been a good long while since I last played it. I mean, I'm sure I can find out the precise day, because in attempting to record MySims, there was a point where I was just like, does the Wii U version look better? Because when I put it into my Wii U, and I was like, oh god, this game looks hideous, what happened? I remember it looking a lot better. So then I recorded it on the Wii, just to see what it looked like. And I was like, actually, it's the same. Obviously, it was a bad move come editing and finding the whole interlacing issue. But, yeah, I think sort of the video quality on on your TV is exactly the same in the transition between Wii and Wii U. It's just in editing that the problem arises. Now, let's make a little couch for Vic whilst I am mysteriously searching for my period of my gameplay period on my original file. It's not going to take too long, don't worry. It'll be fine. But yeah, we have to get in some of these action figures, which don't really look like action figures to me. Either way. Yeah, this game takes so much loading sometimes, it's ridiculous. And then it does that, and freezes over, and oh dear. Right, so my original town, I played for 50 hours and 28 minutes, and the last time I played it was either the 6th of January 2008 or the 1st of June. I'm not really sure how its layout works. But there we go. Either way, yeah, it's been a long time since I played MySims. That makes it about 5 years. Actually, it probably is 6th of January, just because of the other... Because the other games are at, the 10th, I believe, is... around, so that'd be November of 2007, and seeing as the game came out in the September of 2007, that makes a lot more sense for it to be January, because I don't play games for that much of an extended period of time. Unless it's doing, like, a playthrough, or just replaying a game. Doesn't actually happen that often, surprisingly enough. Because, I mean, like I hear people who are just like, yeah, I've probably played through this game, like, 20 times. I'm just like... Most games I've only played through once. The biggest amount of time I played through a single game is, like, maybe 3 times. It's largely because sort of I like new stuff, so I like to move on. Which is why sort of like last year I made it through so many games. It's partially because I finally had the money to be able to spend on games so that I could move onwards, but yeah, and to be perfectly honest, I'm trying to get through a similar amount of games this year, although it's certainly going to be more old games than new games because of being at university and having a lot of work to do, and technically I should be doing work instead of doing commentary, but I don't care. I enjoy this, and I hope you guys enjoy listening to me rattle on about random rubbish. Because basically there's just stuff and so on and so forth. I don't quite know where that sentence was going. So this is what happens when you do post-commentary but without a script. You're just kind of just like, yeah, stuff. I'm not quite sure what I'm saying, so I'm just going to rattle on about whatever's going on the screen. So at the minute we're building a fridge that's absolutely coated in bacon. And we're sticking a nice rash of bacon on the top. Yes, that looks absolutely delicious. Yeah, there's one thing sort of that I know I've certainly gotten better at over the years of doing commentary. Is that sort of like at the start I used to sort of, it was constantly reacting to what was going on. So when I did Soul Calibur 4, it was just like, oh, stop hitting me, blah, 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 blah. And when I did Bayonetta, that was also very related to what was going on, rather than actually, you know, talking about the game and how it works. So I have to say, sort of, I'm kind of embarrassed by a lot of my earlier commentaries, largely because I didn't really know what I was doing. And so it's a learning process. It's kind of the thing that happens. And even though I certainly wouldn't recommend people just leaping into doing commentary if they don't know what they're doing, you've got to at least have sort of, if you have some idea of where you want to go, then you can grow as a commentator from there. It works. And even though sort of I still make incredibly bad decisions in commentary, MySims right here is probably the worst idea I've had. As I have said many times before already. And I think I've also said repetition is pretty much going to be MySims in a nutshell. I do apologise for that, but once again, even I'm still learning what I should be doing and what I should not be doing when it comes to commentary. It's just the way it goes. Really don't know why Vic wanted a arcade machine made out of tyres, but there we go, he's a bit weird like that. Also, why do you need so many of these things? Oh well. It's just kind of the way it happens and sort of stuff. Anyway, this is a much fancier design for a arcade machine. Takes a lot longer to build, which is rather irritating. Anything that takes an extended amount of time to build does get on my nerves, which it really shouldn't, because, you know, I chose to do this. But, and also I chose to buy the game and play it, so extended periods of building is not too bad. Well, the problem is when it kind of, it gets tedious, because sometimes you're just like, come on, why is this build taking forever? It's largely because there's so many bits and bobs that it's wanting, that you just end up spending so much time on it. And then the other builds that really doesn't come out very nicely, but there we go. Where you don't realise that you're spending so much time on it. It's because you're having fun with the building. It's mostly the ones where you get to do whatever the hell you like. The ones that don't feel necessarily like a chore. But you will see sort of some creativity coming out towards the end of the playthrough. Particularly right at the end, if I recall correctly. Also, this is... Of course, this is how you design a arcade. You stick all 4 arcade machines right next to each other. And, yes, that is the end of Vic Vector's stuff. We managed to complete everything we need to do for him in just one part. It was a rather long part. But there are certainly longer tasks for us to do. I want to play a video game, gosh darn it, Vic. Oh, why are you sad? Anyway, I want to play a video game. No, I didn't want to talk to you, I wanted to play a video game. So this is Plane vs. I. Obviously you don't actually get to play anything, it's just there. But it's a fun little thing to include, and you can get video game essences from it, so that's always good. Anyway, let's go get someone new! Yay!